Hey there, it's Julie Broad with Revenue.com, and today I want to answer the question of where you should be buying an investment property. Normally, the answer to that question is going to come down to economic fundamental type things, right? The things that put a market on a top 10 places to invest list. So vacancy rates, job employment, prices, other economic indicators. I'm not going to talk about that today. Most investors look for markets that are doing well economically to buy in. I want to suggest that you look for a couple of other things. And you may or may not find that market on a top 10 list. But what you want to look for you is a couple of things. What kind of tenant profile do you want to attract? What kind of problems are you willing to have? Every kind of rental is going to have its own problems. There's always going to be issues. However, you can choose what kind of problems you want. If you're going to deal with students, you're going to have a different kind of problem than when you deal with young families or young professionals. So you need to choose your problems. For us, we like dealing with young families. They tend to complain about things getting broken down a bit more, but they also tend to stay in the home a lot longer, and they take care of it. They actually care when something breaks down, so they call you. But they're going to take better care of the home and typically stay longer, whereas students don't always have as much regard for your house, and the turnover is always higher. So we choose our problems, and as a result, we focus on buying houses in areas that will attract young families. Great schools, transportation, amenities, shopping, that kind of stuff. We look for areas like that. And markets that are attracting young families as much as possible. The other thing to think about is, what are you willing to do? Because in order to find great deals, put a team in place, and oversee your properties, you're going to have to be going to that market. I don't care how good your team is. If you put too much trust in anybody, they're not going to take as good of care of your money as you want them to. Nobody's going to love your money like you do. So you need to keep an eye on things. So if you're going to buy on the opposite end of the country just because it's got the best market fundamentals, are you prepared to get on a plane a whole lot more than you are right now? If you're going to buy 5 hours away because that's where the best deals are economically for you, even price-wise versus rent ratio-wise, are you okay having to make that 5-hour drive probably monthly for a while? Those are some things you really need to take into consideration, because my guess is you're getting into real estate to create a certain lifestyle for yourself. You probably want more time freedom. And you want to be careful about where you choose to set up your business and what kind of properties you choose to buy. Because if you get enough, you might find that you create the opposite life than what you set out to. So it's very important to make sure that there are going to be people who want to rent from you, that the numbers are going to work in an area, and that you're going to have a market to sell it into in the future. Economic fundamentals are important, but you also want to make sure you take care of you and why you're actually getting into real estate in the first place, so that you choose a market and a tenant profile that you're going to attract that makes sense for you. Hopefully that helps, and we'll see you again next time.